Some newcomers coming in. We won't say nothing yet, but there's a lot of heavy hitters in that Pro 2 class, and I just can't wait to get it started. And talking about started, here we go.
And we are going here. This is the Brew Pub Pizza Short Course Kart. Oh, and we got a little bit of carnage. Some of those kids, looks like Visser in the mix there, and nobody going over, but it is definitely gridlock there. Traffic jam in the Forest County Potawatomi turn number 1.
Boy, Aiden Wanasiga didn't waste any time as their caution is out. So Aiden will have to check up and re-rack and restack these carts.
Some of those kids maybe just not having the jitters out of their system quite yet. Got a little too overzealous and up on the berm there. Looks like we got a glimpse of the Bikeman Performance short course kart. Got to give a shout out there, Jimmy at Bikeman Performance. The guy gives a lot to the sport of short course. You know, he's got a big UTV program there with quite a few different drivers. Obviously, got the short course karts that are coming in and racing. But Jimmy at Bikeman, I think he's one of those guys that does a lot behind the scenes for the sport of short course. Maybe doesn't get his due quite often, but there's been a lot of drivers go through his camp and move on to different things, and and definitely good to see Bikeman out here representing the short course karts as well. We can get a glimpse there. It looks like car is in good shape, that short course kart. Maybe we're going to get a glimpse here of what actually happened here off the start. You see green flag drop, and it looks like they just kind of got connected there. Look, the number 44 got a bump from behind and just came over and collected Visser, and I can't tell the number on the other one, but yeah, that was looked like just a racing incident early on.
Yeah, Andy Johnson was in that wreck as well, so we'll see if he can get back out. I seen the roof was ripped right off the top of that, or actually the hood, excuse me.
Yeah, it looked like Xavier Mia there, I think, was one of them in the number 75, kind of parked off the side, so.
We'll do it again.
Getting a look there at our crowd. Got some empty seats and placeholders. People getting some of this fine Crandon food. Said it before, I'll say it again. Crandon got some of the best chicken wings in motorsports. Got 19 of these cars to re-rack and restack as we look to go green flag racing. Don't even have a half a lap in the book here in short course kart. And with more on what's actually going on course, we're going to throw it down to Tiffany Stone.
Talked to everybody through race control and was hearing on race control that they are going back to the original starting order 2x2. That's exactly kind of what's going on. Obviously, when you were seeing it going through the finish line as the red flag happened, that is your original leader that's still at the top. So yes, I've heard from race control that they are going back to the original start order, and we're going to restart this entire thing over. Back up to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Tiff. Well, that explains a lot. We're going to restart this thing. Original starting order. Looks like potentially going 2x2, Brent. So, yeah, we are going to get back under green flag racing here again here in a few moments at the 26th Annual Forest County Potawatomi Brush Run here at Crandon, the iconic big house, Crandon International. And I gotta say, I'm liking our new digs. I've been here 3 years calling races. I've been at 3 different spots, but I gotta say, inside this Yokohama barn, it's got to be my favorite.
Oh yeah, definitely. We're up on a nice stage and beautiful facility, and what better way to sit? We always talk about the famous legendary barn turn, and we get to be in it. So I was along with you, Jim, for the past couple years, and it's been fun. It's been amazing to get the different sights and the views from different angles here.
Yeah, we've been able to see, a whole lot of this track. I know I've walked most of it and, kind of explored the backwoods. I've even ventured myself into Jurassic Park a bit. I know what happens back there stays back there, so we won't go into that too much. But always a good time, and that's one thing you like about Crandon, people come and they have a good time, and when people have a good time, you know, sometimes they let their hair down and fun happens.
Oh yeah, definitely. This is Crandon, Wisconsin. You never know what you're gonna see or hear in the pit area, but I'll tell you one thing: if you have time in between these races, make sure you go check out all these race cars. Watch how they work on these machines, the prep that it takes, the teams. I mean, there's no iron team, and I'll say that over and over again. You have to have a great crew, you have to have a great truck, and you have to have an overall great team to do anything in this Midwest Short Course League.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, that's one of the great things about Crandon. You know, the pits are open to the public. People can go. They can buy their favorite driver's swag. They can see how, you know, the legends of this sport actually work on their cars, wrench. You know, drivers are there. They're accessible. They can get autographs. You know, that's one thing that's really special about Crandon is, you know, that it's so open. Everybody can come in. They can check it out. You know, they can rub elbows with the best in the business, and, you know, you don't get that very often.
No, and who knows, at the end of the weekend or at the end of the day, if they have fiberglass panels that have broken and sheared off of those trucks and cars, I guarantee if you ask nicely, they'll hand you a little piece of history if you'd like to call and bring home a little souvenir. I know Mom and Dad probably won't like to bring it in the back of their car, but hey, we've all done it.
How many tires and rims and fenders did you ask for when you were a kid?
Oh,
how many got stashed away, Brent?
Oh, I know body panels, unbelievable amount of body panels.
You got a whole truck full of body panels, or what?
Trying to put them together to have something.
Looks like we got Ava McCurdy there, you know, parked in that Bikeman performance car off to the side.
Maybe we have to give you a couple body panels. You have enough fiberglass.
I got plenty of body panels. I got too many body panels, and my wrecks alone have been...
I was going to say new ones or broken ones.
I'm the one that could start giving them away to the kids. Let's put it that way. Anybody wants to make a trip to Arizona, I got body panels for you. Every single one of them's got a story, too. So, yeah, red flag conditions here. We're going to restart this short course kart race brought to you by Brew Pub Pizza. We've got 19 of these kids. I don't know, probably a few short of that now, getting ready to go back racing in, you know, this, I guess, the division with the youngest talent here at Crandon, which is short course kart. But looks like we're just about ready to go again here and get this underway. And like we said before, you know, following this, we've got, you know, Pro Stock, Pro Mod UTV, we've got mod karts, you know, we still got buggies, we've got, you know, Pro Light, Pro 4, Pro 2. And then tomorrow, moving into tomorrow's schedule, it's a little bit different. You know, we actually run some of the pro divisions like Pro 2, Pro 4 earlier on in the day because at the end of the weekend, we got that very special Community Cup race.
Yeah, definitely that cup's coming up tomorrow afternoon. And to explain a little bit more why they run them in the morning, it gives the crews and the drivers a little bit more time to go reminisce and talk about what worked, what didn't, and you give them 2-3 hours to get ready for the afternoon, and you watch it. They progress after learning a lot. When the track falls apart or if it's holding up in certain areas, they'll figure that out by the afternoon tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely get it dialed in, and you know, it's, you know, and you got guys like you know, Johnny and CJ Greaves and Keegan. They're going to go back and they're going to take all that homework and they'll come out with something special for the afternoon. They'll have some trick up their sleeve, and you know, and it always is interesting to see what they do. And you know, that being said, earlier in the day, we had a soundbite with Johnny. Tiffany Stone caught up with Johnny, and he had said that he's got something really special for the 50th anniversary at Labor Day. He wouldn't say what he's got, but Johnny's got something up his sleeve, and anytime Johnny Greaves has something up his sleeve, that's got me interested, Brent.
Oh yeah, and you know the Greaves, they know what it takes to win here in Crandon and anywhere. But like Johnny said, the best of the best will be here in the fall. So there's no holds barred. They're all going for that cup, and I guarantee you, we talk about body panels, Jim, there's going to be a lot available at the end of that day.
Yeah, that is definitely an understatement. And they got a big purse going to be on the line there. And I know there's some
couple
others,
bucks.
Yeah, a couple of bucks. Just a couple of bucks. It'll make a dent in your car payment, let's put it that way.
Buy a couple.
Yeah, a couple of car payments.
Could buy us one.
Definitely could buy you a new car. Well, it depends what your flavor is. If you're a truck guy, absolutely. You're a Ferrari guy, probably not so much.
Yeah, we probably have to wait a little bit, win a couple of them.
So yeah, we got the Polaris Razor Pace vehicle. He's sitting there and waiting to take these short course carts back to the green flag. Looks like we're gonna have Ava Lawrence, Colin Padel, 1 and 2, sitting on that front row there, the number 28 and the number 44, and they're gonna go 2 by 2, change it up. We're not gonna have that land rush start. It'll be 2 by 2 when we go back to green flag racing here. I gotta ask, this being brought to you by Brew Pub Pizza. So you ever been to Brew Pub Pizza here?
No, absolutely not.
Definitely, we're gonna have to try that out later on. But yeah, here's some shots of the very special Labor Day weekend Crandon parade that you're seeing now, and that's always something great to witness.
Oh yeah, the parade is just over the top. Just every race car driver in the pits goes down there. And last year was one of the biggest Crandons that I've ever been to in my life, and I can't imagine the 50th.
Yeah, it's going to be off the hook. I know there's some big name drivers coming that we've heard. It seems like the who's who. If you've run a short course event at some point recently, you're going to be here. Some of the biggest names in off-road going to come back. Heard rumors about the man, the myth, the legend, Rob McCachran, going to be coming back to Crandon. It's going to be interesting to see him sitting down there, Main Street, Crandon. That's going to be something special.
Yeah, and you can talk to any one of the drivers as well. The parade is just one of the best, and they look forward to it year after year.
All right, so the young Ava Lawrence is going to be taking us back to green flag racing here. Waiting for Ava to see that green flag, drop the hammer on her short course cart. And Ava Lawrence going to take us to green flag racing here. Look at her getting the inside there. Looks like she's got a pretty good run into that first corner around the Yokohama barn corner here.
Oh, we already got 3 wide, Jim.
Yeah, it looks like Colin Padel and the number 44 getting around. And he checked up and had somebody tuck in there. I wasn't able to get a number.
Aiden Wanasiga moves into that second place spot early on as they're cresting that hill.
Going over this finish line, going to continue to stay green.
Wow, our top 2 has checked out on the field early on.
That is the number 01 there. That is Porter Ingles there with the lead. A pretty good gap there as they hit that cutover road. Something that they threw in here just for these short course carts. They don't have to run the full long course.
I can't say enough about these short course carts. They're fabricated from the ground up. I mean, each one of these guys, they either have somebody build it or in-house they build them as well. And I know KGB Designs and Customs out of Green Bay, they build these cars week in and week out. So Kurt Greaves, Kyle Greaves, very, very good fabricators. And it takes a lot to put one of these things together. And these Brew Pub short course carts are very, very fast. And we look into later on, it's just a stepping stone to get into the mod carts. So watch for later in the day the mod carts to show you what real speed's about.
So you go into that Ponzi, that big yellow Ponzi sign. Porter in the lead there with the number 97. That is Aiden Wandasiga in the second spot.
Aiden trying to gain a little ground. That Hannahville Potawatomi red, beautiful looking truck trying to chase down our leader. Just being smooth right now. You really have to try to hit your marks, and Aiden's not trying to put too much pressure on our leader. Carter in the 22 is just being patient and trying to look what works and what doesn't here early on, but they're just gone. They're checked out from the third place competitor.
Yeah, big gap there. Looks like we got about 3 laps to go here in short course karts. This is one of the tightest corners here when they come out of there, out of that crossover, and they lose a lot of momentum. You don't take that corner right, it definitely just zaps your power.
Oh, yeah, it really does. You scrub off a little bit, you really lose in the end. Like Porter and Gleese, that 01 still holding on to our lead.
Yeah, but Aiden Wandasiga, it looks like he's made up a little bit of ground on Porter there.
Yeah, Porter doing a fine job. Aiden really doesn't have much mud on top of that machine. That Hannahville Potawatomi truck trying to look to the inside once again, getting a little bit of a run as they go down this downslope. He's going to try to cut to that bottom side.
Looks like Aiden getting quite a run there. If you go back, look at some of the battles deeper in the field there.
Yeah, that's Andy Johnson and Ben Hiding, both in race-driven machines. Johnson, he's been through a war. That body panel is just tore right off. The hood gone, the right side door is just ready to fall off. One Zeus tab probably only holding that thing on.
And look at Aiden making a move on Porter.
He might use this as a pick, Jim.
Look at that. It looks like Aiden got the good line there. Porter trying to shut the door on him. Aiden hugging that inside cushion. Lap traffic going to come into play.
Yeah, Aiden really trying to look where he needs to be. He's trying to saw that steering wheel back and forth and not try to scrub away too much speed trying to get through these lap traffic guys.
Yeah, that looked like Aiden may have had a shot there to make the pass. They got into those lappers and made it really tough there to make that pass on Porter. Porter able to capitalize and.
That is the mandatory competition caution out this time by. So those lap traffic trucks should file their way around, and Wandasiga and Porter gonna try to re-rack, restack, and try to duke this thing out to the end.
We got that pace vehicle coming out now. Yeah, pretty, with halfway home here, a few laps remaining. Looks like Porter and Aiden, they're going to have a pretty good little shootout here for the finish.
Oh, yeah, definitely Porter and Gleese looking very, very fast in that 01. Last year's champion, Aiden Wandasiga, all over the back door. I know it's a caution lap, but he does not want to let him go.
Now looks like we've got Michael Funk also there in the third spot. Remember, Mike is the dad. Michael Funk is the son.
Right, yeah. I might have called him Michael a couple times today.
Yeah.
But what a run he had early on today in Super Stock Truck.
Great run. Amazing battle there with
Nick Bing.
Yeah, Bing.
Yeah, Visser, a good run. I mean, it was funny to hear Funk talk about going into Argonne. We talked about it time and time again. He's like, I almost rolled it on the last lap. But he held it together. So we have Porter and Gleese, Aiden Wandasiga, Michael Funk, Colin Pato, Jackson Ekes, Ava Lawrence, and a host of others.
Well, and with more on this Brewpub Pizza short course kart race, we're going to check in with Tiffany Stone.
Thanks, guys. I know you've been chatting and letting everybody know that there's a lot of young gentlemen and women out there who fathers or mothers race. And I want to talk about one in particular, Race Visser. It is his very first race. His dad took the third place podium in the super stock truck, Nick Visser. So it's really cool to be able to see the young guys out there, like you were talking about, the Funks, the Vissers. It's awesome to see how great this sport is growing and that the little ones are following in their footsteps of their parents. Back up to you guys.
Thanks, Tiffany. Yeah, it's great to see these young kids. And, you look through the ranks here and not only, short course and mod karts, but the UTV divisions, and you see names that pop up, and they've been synonymous with short course off-road racing in the Midwest for years. I mean, decades even. And, it's really special to see, that family lineage and, this kid's uncle may have raced, or this kid's dad may have raced, his grandfather may have raced.
Yeah, it goes way, way back on some of these families. Just the legacies just go on and on. So it's so cool to watch these brew pub short course karts out for battle once again. This is my fourth year getting to watch these karts, and every year it just seems like the class grows.
Yeah, all these divisions, we talked about, sportsman stock side by side before this. You look at the kart divisions every year. There's just, entries coming out of the woodwork, and it's short course is definitely alive and well in the Midwest for sure. And we're seeing a great battle here as we're looking for the green flag. Aiden and Porter, it's going to be a battle. Whoa, and look at who do we got there in fourth spot, jumping the gun there. They're looking like making a run. He saw the green flag. It didn't look like anybody else did.
Yeah, that's Ben hiding.
Great move.
Ben tried to make something work on that outside in that race-driven machine.
Got to give a lot of credit to that kid. He saw something and jumped at it.
First time in a brew pub short course kart this weekend for Ben, so good job for Ben getting his feet wet, and watch for him to keep progressing as the year goes on. Man, Porter, he's just that fast. You have last year's points champion, Aiden Wadasiga, trying to hunt him down once again. And Gleason's just been that quick.
Look at that, Aiden getting a run down that hill into the Yokohama barn corner. Under the Ponzi sign, through the crossover loop.
Boy, Aiden really carrying a lot of speed coming off that roller jump. And it looks like it helps him in the beginning, but in the end, it's really scrubbing off some of his speed. So Aiden doing anything in his power to try to reel in that couple car length gap.
Almost identical horsepower on all of these cars, so it just comes down to driver skill and where they're able to find the traction. And it looks like Porter and Aiden both almost identical karts at this point, just in speed and setup.
Oh man, there's lap traffic. Sorry, Jim, I cut you off. There's lap traffic, and Porter had to go on the inside, and it gave Aiden Wadasiga a chance, and he takes the lead.
Yeah, we're going to see, look, Porter, though, he's still sticking there. He's going to try and make this pass back. We're going to have a good race on our hands with a couple laps remaining here. Look like Porter working that outside-inside on Aiden.
That fresh, clean air for Porter has gone away. Let's see if Aiden Wadasiga can hold on. Wow.
Looks like he lost a lot of momentum, kind of throwing it into that corner, whipping it in.
Oh, maybe something went wrong right when you called it, Jim.
Yeah, I mean, that was a sharp corner. Maybe some linkage in the front let go or something like that. Tough break there for Porter. Amazing run, almost taking this thing to the wire. That means Aiden Wadasiga with the lead and just checking out on the rest of the field at this point.
Aiden came on strong last year at the end of the season in the fall. In one of the night races, had a good run, locked it up on top of the podium, then wrapped up the championship. And now he finds himself where he left off. So they did their homework back in the winter time, back in the Midwest in Bark River, Michigan, and they're doing what they need to do to run out front. So watch for them to be a main contender this year.
Yep, Aiden Wadasiga, your leader. It looks like Michael Funk going to inherit the second spot, and I believe it's going to be Jackson X there in the third once we come by the stripe. But we've got the yellow flag out once again. One lap remaining. We're going to bring the yellow out one more time. Polaris Razor pace vehicle out. It's going to pace Aiden Wadasiga around. Look at that third place entry at Johnson, Brent. That thing, there's not a whole lot left there.
No, Andy Johnson, there's fiberglass, but man, he's just dragging that panel around.
Looks like we've got everybody regrouped here. Hopefully we can go green flag racing this time by. Coming over that crossover loop. So it's going to be Aiden Wandasiga, Michael Funk, Colin Padel, 1, 2, 3. Sam Lawrence, Jackson X going to be there in the 4th and the 5th spot. Once again, yellow flag out. We're pulling a couple of these short course carts off the track. We're going to try and get back to green flag racing. Looks like we're going to put a pause on this right now. We're not going to take another pace lap. Means we're getting very, very close to going.
Man, if you're Aiden Wandasiga, you really wanted this race to be over. You checked out, you took over the lead, and now he's sitting in that number 97 truck with Funk behind him, just wishing this race was done. But we're going to go back green here shortly, and they're going to have to duke it out once again.
Looks like we're inching forward here with that pace vehicle. Got them all nice and bunched up there, looking ready to go green flag. Should be a green-white checker when we resume. 1 lap left here. Man, these kids have been through a war already in the Brew Pub Pizza short course karts.
Yeah, it's been a very, very long race for every one of them. And I don't know, it'd be interesting to see on this restart. We lost a lot of trucks.
Yeah, started with 19, definitely not 19 left. Looks like I believe about 13 left, maybe 11 on the lead lap, I believe.
So we talked about fiberglass earlier, Jim, okay? What do you do if you're one of these kids in these carts? Are you allowed to give away those panels, or dad and mom want to keep them?
I think dad and mom probably want to keep salvage them.
We'll rivet those things together.
Zip tie them together, duct tape them together.
Anything. So leave the kids' carts alone, I guess.
Truth be told, the whole body for one of these costs about the same as a Pro 4 rear fender, though. So you got Porter there sitting there. Tough break for him in that 01. Had an amazing run up there, and had some type of a problem, but Aiden Wandasiga get around, and tough break for him. Looked like he had a chance at a victory here, and not going to happen. Maybe tomorrow, but definitely not today out here at Crandon, as we got 1 to go here in the Brew Pub Pizza short course karts. You got one looks like a shovel just scooping dirt, but Aiden Wandasiga going to take us back to the green flag. We got 1 to go here. Well, it's going to be a green-white checker, I guess, when they go by the gazebo.
Michael Funk in the number 7. We talked about him early on. His father taking the win in Super Stock Truck. He finds himself in second, chasing down the Hannahville Potawatomi number 97 of Aiden Wandasiga.
A lot of pressure there on Aiden Wandasiga. Michael Funk just all over the back as the white flag is out. We're on the last lap here in short course kart. Aiden Wandasiga, Michael Funk 1 and 2. Sam Lawrence in the 3rd spot, moving up a spot.
Boy, Aiden pulls that 2-3 car length gap in front of the crowd here, going over the barn jump, and then they'll cut back in a left-handed section. where Porter, we feel Porter might have broke the car coming off of this, coming down into that little S-turn here.
One corner to go here for Aiden Wandasiga. And checkers are out. It is going to be Aiden Wandasiga with the top spot, top honors in the Brew Pub Pizza Short Course Kart. Michael Funk going to take the second spot. And coming up in third, it is going to be Sam Lawrence finding their way to the podium as well. So Wandasiga, Funk, Lawrence, 1, 2, 3 in Brew Pub Pizza Short Course Karts. Drag these kids up there. They're going to get to do their interview with Tiffany Stone here in a few moments. But yeah, that one was a little bit brutal from the start. You know, re-racked, restacked, and you know, those kids. There was a lot of chaos and carnage in this one. But you got to give a lot of credit there to Aiden Wandasiga, who persevered, came out on top, and man, it was that was a war for these kids. Yeah, definitely, it was a long race. And anytime you sit in those trucks for that long of a time, it's really hard to keep focused, like we said. And Aiden, he did a wonderful job, and Michael Funk, once again, on the podium. So, I mean, you're at Crandon. What better way to start the season off with a win? And Aiden, they put their homework in, him and his dad, Ben, and his mom, Angela, and Allison, the whole team. It takes a team effort to do what they did today. Yeah. Good job for Aiden. We'll catch up with them in a few moments. But yeah, that was the Brew Pub Pizza Short Course Karts. Immediately following Brew Pub Pizza Short Course Karts, we are going to have, I believe, Pro Stock side-by-side on the line. Then we're going to have Mod Karts, and then Pro Mod side-by-side. Then we're going to move into the Ponzi Super Buggy, Pro 2, Pro Light, and Pro 4. And then later on this evening, we have a live band. Zach Matthews is going to be on stage at 8 o'clock tonight here at Crandon. So a lot of stuff heading into the night, even after racing wraps up. Should be an amazing day. I mean, obviously the weather beautiful out here at Crandon. Couldn't ask for better weather, better temperatures, and a better track. And this track, it's coming together, and it's going to make for exciting racing throughout the rest of the day. But talking about short course karts, we're going to go down to Tiffany Stone with our top three.
All right, Aiden, make your way out there. A big congratulations to you. Man, that was a long race. I always like to talk when we do a complete full restart. You have a game plan in your head. We do that restart. We're getting a bunch of comp yellows, a bunch of flags. How do you keep yourself in the game and keep yourself mentally prepared for this race?
Well, I just think about how to get close to them, and when they drop the green flag, stay in position, wait to go around them, then the rest is history.
The rest is history. I know you got to thank a lot of people for bringing you here, putting you on top of the box for this season opener.
I'd like to thank my parents, General Tire, Hannibal Potawatomi, BDS Suspensions, Vision Wheel, and Wendrix Truss.
Well, you've done it here, buddy. It's always so good to talk to you. Nice job. A big congratulations on taking that top spot. All right, Michael, nice job over here, following in the footsteps of your father. It's always great to be able to do this. I know that the Yokohama Tires were doing really well for you out there. That smile says a lot. Talk us about this race.
It went great, and I feel...
Oh, sorry, Michael. I'll come right back in there for you.
It went great, and everything went good, and Aiden did a great job, and he was really fast, so was I, and
Well, I know between you and your father, there's always a nice little rivalry, so you guys are 1-1 right now. Who do you think is going to take the top spot tomorrow, you or your dad?
Me.
Well, there he is. Well, Mr. Michael Funk back there, you are got a lot of things to do that, so nice job. Congratulations. Who do you like to thank today?
Radix Auto Body, J&M Yard Care, D&D Millwork, Clearflow Plumbing, A&D, oh no, that's wrong. A&D Drywall, my grandpa, my mom and dad, my Uncle Jeremy, all my fans.
Awesome. Nice job, buddy. Congratulations to you. All right, taking that third place spot, Sam Lawrence. Sam, that was a great season opener. The dust is settling a little bit for you. The wind is nice. It's perfect weather. How are you feeling overall with the first race here in Crandon?
Well, it was hard because I started all the way in last place. Then we all had to do a restart.
Well, I love hearing that. Of course, having that mindset and doing a restart is a little bit. But, you know, from starting all the way to the back and getting here on the podium, that last podium spot, you need to be very, very proud of yourself. Who would you like to thank for bringing you up here today?
My mom, my dad, brothers and sisters, Rival Motorsports, Smile, Mort.
Well, nice job. Want to give you a big high five for doing all that. Nice job. A big congratulations to your top 3 finishers. Back up to you guys.
Thanks, Tiffany. Yeah, great race there in short course karts, getting those